Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good one today. I'm the Metal Junkie, and today I'm going to be doing an album review for the band Saxon and the album Hellfire and Damnation 2024 album. Came out in January, I believe. This is an English heavy metal band who were part of the new wave of British heavy metal back in the day. They were one of the pioneers. This is their 24th studio album, believe it or not. Hell of a career these guys had. I personally haven't checked out really any other albums besides this one. I've always heard this band, never really listened to them. I have done a reaction to them for the song Princess of the Night. And that song was from 1981, and I really enjoyed that. So when I seen this new album come out, I said I gotta check it out, see what it's all about. And holy shit, is this a consistent album? Especially for these guys' age. They're all like early 70s, and this is such a consistent kick-ass album through and through. There really is no fillers here either, I gotta tell you. It reminds me a lot of Judas Priest and how they're still going incredibly strong, after all these years. Saxon's doing it too, man, and it's awesome to see these older heavy metal bands still doing it today and doing it right. And taking a look at the track list, man, there's no fillers on here at all. I mean, this is no game changer either. It's not like a complete masterpiece or someone's gonna hear this album and think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. No, but if you're into heavy metal, you're gonna love this. Like some great songs on here. The album opens up with an intro track, and it kind of just builds up to get the second track, which is the title track, Hellfire and Damnation. But the intro just does such a good job at building things up. We get this little speech about good and evil and everything, and it kind of brings you right into the title track. And Hellfire and Damnation is a pretty sweet song. I mean, it shows you exactly what you're going to get into with this album. It got kick-ass riffs, great solos, and catchy choruses, man. And pretty much every song on this album has that. So yeah, this song basically gives you everything you want right away, and it lets you know this is what you're in for. But my personal favorite track on the album is track number 3, Madame Guillotine. Just a personal favorite of mine. I love everything about this track, but the pre-chorus is just so good, and so is the chorus. So the whole build up there is amazing. I freaking love this track, and I like the lyrics too. I like the one line in the chorus. Um, She'll be pleased to meet you, but please don't lose your head. I thought that was kind of clever, and it's just a really fun track. Nothing too complicated or anything, but it is it's one that makes you want to headbang, that's for sure. Along with the next track, number 4, Fire and Steel. And this is a fast track, especially the drums. They're just going crazy. This and Kubla Khan and the Merchant of Venice, very fast tracks. I feel like it's Kubla Khan and the Merchant of Venice. It should be Khan, Khan, but when you listen to the song, when they say it, the vocalist, he actually says Kubla Khan, and I'm like, is he pronouncing that wrong? I don't know, but to me it should be Khan. But another fast track, and in between those two fast tracks, we got There's Something in Roswell. And I just love anything that has to do with sci-fi, and like I love Hangar 18 by Megadeth, and this is kind of the same type of thing. There's something in Roswell, obviously talking about aliens and such, and it's really cool lyrics in that to this one. And another one you can't help but headbang. It's just such good riffs in here. Um, Pirates of the Airwaves is track number 7, and this one's really cool. I like the lyrics of this one too. Just about back in the day when this kid trying to go through the static on his radio to try to catch like a metal tune or a hard rock tune, and back in the day that was the only way you could really hear some of these bands that you never heard of before. We didn't have the internet or nothing, so I imagine late 70s, early 80s, that was a big thing. And you had these DJs, like they say in the track, that pushed it to the limit of what they could do. Then they were trying to show people these amazing bands that no one was really hearing at the time. And because of these DJs and radio hosts pushed a new wave of British heavy metal and hard rock bands, that is why they got so popular and eventually, hit the mainstream a little bit more. But yeah, you gotta owe it to those rockin' stations that were willing to play it back then, instead of playing what was popular at the time. Track number 8, we got 1066. One of those great metal tracks that teaches us about history. Iron Maiden is great at doing that as well. And yeah, it's just really easy to learn about history when it's in a heavy metal tune. It had me looking up what happened in 1066, and there's a lot that happened in England and wars and stuff back then. It was just really interesting. Just very cool tune. Track number 9, Witches of Salem. You could also say this is kind of history like, but I just love how heavy this one is with the palm muting guitars on the verse, and then they let it all out in the chorus, and just really hard hitting. It kind of goes with, Witches of Salem, and the song opens, it sounds like they're burning in that. Like, it's this really cool track. And finally, the album finishes off with Supercharger. And the verse in this song, man, it reminds me so much of Skin of My Teeth, and the lyrics would kind of match that too, the song being about driving real fast and racing and that. And yeah, it just has an awesome flow to it. I love that song by Megadeth, Skin of My Teeth. So this was a great little, I don't know, it would pair well with it, listening to them back to back. And I just loved it. And like I said, the album has great pacing. It's 42 minutes long, but you don't notice it at all. It just flies by, especially when you don't skip a song. I mean, there's no filler on here. There's no reason to skip. And that is just really cool, especially, like I said, for a band older like this and still doing better than most of the new bands today. It's just really impressive. And the artwork's cool too. I have to mention that. I love the colors with the red and the darkness. And yeah, it definitely feels like there's heaven and hell mixed on there with this angel-like figure with the sword at the top with the light coming down. Just looks really cool, and I just really like the artwork to this one. So yeah, overall, as you can tell, I really dig this album. It's really awesome. It's actually, I listened to 10 albums that came out in 2024, and this one is my number one at this moment. We are March 5th at the recording of this video, so that's pretty great. And if I had to rate this album, I would give it an 8.6 out of 10. And I think that is a very, very solid rating for this. Like I said, it's not a game changer. There's nothing in here that is going to blow your mind, but everything is just done so well, and it's definitely headbang inducing. So I had a really good time listening to this, and it made me want to check out other Saxon albums, which, is a win right there for the band and for me. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts were on this album, Hellfire and Damnation by Saxon. Did you enjoy it? Did you not listen to it yet? I'd love to hear that in the comments, and hopefully you enjoyed it if you did listen to it. But yeah, if you haven't, definitely check it out. It's worth a listen to anybody who's into heavy metal. Like, definitely check this one out. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.